Have you and your partner ever disagreed on your wedding vision and suddenly realized just how different your styles really are? Maybe one of you wants a romantic outdoor garden wedding, while the other dreams of a sleek modern ballroom celebration. It can feel frustrating when you both want completely different things for one of the biggest days of your lives. But what if those differences are not ruining your wedding planning experience? What if they are actually helping create a wedding that feels more personal, meaningful, and uniquely yours? Welcome to Blissfully Wedded, where wedding planning meets intentional marriage. If you are currently planning a wedding with different styles, you are definitely not alone. Many couples discover during wedding planning that they have very different tastes, ideas, and priorities. However, that does not mean your wedding has to feel disconnected or stressful. In today's video, we are talking about how to successfully plan a wedding when you and your partner have different styles, while still creating a day that feels beautiful and authentic to both of you. When two people enter a relationship, they naturally bring different personalities, preferences, and experiences with them. That diversity is actually part of what makes relationships beautiful. However, when it comes to wedding planning, those differences can sometimes create tension very quickly. One partner may love soft romantic florals, candlelight, and classic details, while the other prefers clean lines, minimalist decor, and a more modern atmosphere. At first, it can feel like you are constantly trying to compromise or convince the other person to see your vision. However, planning a wedding with different styles does not have to become a constant conflict. In fact, many couples eventually realize that blending their styles creates a wedding that feels more layered, intentional, and memorable than following one single trend or aesthetic. The first thing that helps is having an honest conversation early in the planning process. Before booking vendors or making major decisions, sit down together and talk openly about what matters most to each of you. Ask questions like, what kind of atmosphere do we want our wedding to have? What are the most important elements for each of us? Are there any details we feel strongly about? Where are we willing to be flexible? These conversations help both people feel heard and respected before the planning process becomes overwhelming. As you share your ideas, you may start realizing that there is actually more overlap than you expected. Maybe you both love warm lighting. Maybe you both care about creating an intimate experience for guests. Maybe you both want the wedding to feel elegant, even if your definitions of elegance look different. Those shared preferences become the foundation you build from. Instead of focusing entirely on your differences, focus on the areas where your visions connect. That overlap becomes the anchor for your wedding design. For example, if one person loves rustic elements and the other prefers modern elegance, you can blend both styles beautifully. You might use natural wood textures alongside sleek white linens and gold accents. The contrast can actually make the design feel more balanced and visually interesting. If one person loves romantic details and the other prefers simplicity, you can create a neutral color palette while adding soft candlelight, greenery, or textured florals to bring warmth and emotion into the space. The goal is not for one person to completely give up their vision. The goal is to create something that reflects both of you together. Another helpful strategy is dividing responsibilities during the planning process. Not every decision needs to involve both people equally. One partner may naturally enjoy decor and design, while the other may care more about entertainment, food, music, or guest experience. Allowing each person to take ownership of certain areas can reduce stress and help both people feel involved without turning every small detail into a debate. At the same time, communication remains extremely important throughout the process. Wedding planning can become emotionally exhausting, especially when social media constantly pressures couples to create a perfect wedding. That is why it is important to keep checking in with each other regularly. Sometimes your priorities may shift as planning continues. Sometimes one person may feel unheard or overwhelmed. When disagreements happen, try to remember what truly matters. Your wedding is not about proving who has the better style. It is about celebrating your relationship and beginning your marriage together. In many ways, planning a wedding with different styles becomes practice for marriage itself. Marriage requires communication, compromise, patience, and understanding. Learning how to navigate differences now can actually strengthen your relationship long after the wedding day is over. It also helps to work with vendors who understand how to blend different aesthetics. A skilled wedding planner, florist, or photographer can often help bring two completely different visions together in a way that feels seamless and cohesive. Your attire can also reflect your individual personalities beautifully. There is no rule that says every detail must perfectly match. One partner may wear something sleek and minimalist, while the other chooses something soft and romantic. Those differences often create stunning photographs because they feel genuine and authentic. Most importantly, remember that your wedding does not need to fit neatly into one aesthetic category to be beautiful. Some of the most unforgettable weddings are the ones that feel deeply personal because they reflect the real personalities and preferences of the couple behind them. If you are currently planning a wedding with different styles, take a deep breath and remember this. Your differences do not have to divide you. They can actually help create a wedding that feels more meaningful, balanced, and uniquely yours. Thank you so much for watching Blissfully Wedded. If this video encouraged you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this with another couple who may need this reminder during wedding planning. For more wedding planning encouragement and intentional marriage content, visit Blissfully Wedded. And for faith-filled devotionals and spiritual encouragement, visit Walking with the Lord. See you in the next video.